What's up, guys? Brandon Allen here, and today I'm going to go over some top roll exercising. And I got my good buddy Jason Latona over here.
Oh, hello.
Over. And Jason's a very experienced arm wrestler, so he's going to teach me some new things. And mind you, I'm less than 3 weeks out. I think 18 days out from my match with Larry Wheels. So it's going to be very light work for me, blood flow and kind of coordination work. We unfortunately only have one mic, so there's going to be a little delay in when we talk, and we might have to say over each time. Over.
Good intro, Brandon. I'm not over. Yeah, so I brought some of my equipment and some things we're going to hopefully show. I'm going to show Brandon. Hopefully you guys can see some of the stuff that I like to partake in cannabis and allow my mind to get creative. And I've come up with some creative stuff, especially for back pressure, top rolling, that you may or may not be doing, even if you've been arm wrestling for a while. So hopefully this helps you. And we're going to have some fun.
Okay, we're going to get into our first exercise. I'm not sure what you want to do. I'm going to let Jason kind of take the wheel today, and I'm just going to do what he tells me to do.
Sit back and cuck me, I guess.
Hey.
Yeah, so a couple things. One of the first things we're going to start out with is, like I said, today Brandon specifically said he did, I don't know if he did a video for it. He did cupping and supination yesterday.
Yeah, I did video though.
Okay, so and he just wants to go over some pronation stuff, which is cool.
And riser.
And yeah, pronation and riser. So that's going to be the this is it's not a butt plug. It is a butt plug.
Yeah, that's what I used to stretch. Talked about that in the other video.
Okay, that's the extra content you have to find out later. No. Anyway, what I was going to show is that a lot of arm wrestlers train their rising, whether it's the knuckle type rising or this type of rising, with a belt over their hand like this or around their hand. Sometimes they hold it like this. But what I find is that when you do this kind of exercise, your hand, I was telling this to Brandon, your hand is strongest when it's in a fist position or a fist, position like this. And when you start to do these kind of movements, especially once the weight gets heavy, and heavy weight for these exercises is not very much, you're losing integrity in your hand and wrist. So I always think it's a good idea. Now Brandon said he does squeeze when he does the his with the rope, but I want a little bit different. We're actually going to do our back pressure today, our rising, with the Mazurenko's little egg handle. I forget the name of this one, and the elliptical handle or something like that. And but we're going to hold it, and we're going to do our rising just like this. All right. So I'm in position. I'm going to start right-handed. Again, I'm just kind of starting. One thing different that I like to do too is I always like to start. A lot of arm wrestlers do something like this where they do here and they're doing reps like this, right? Now, I don't know if anyone's ever tried or you tried like do a 1 rep max or an effort, or you can't get the weight here, but once you get in that groove, you and you can pin it or you can muscle it through. What I like to do is with every exercise I do, I like to start from zero. So the weight is set, it's stationary, and I like to lift, go back to zero. Lift, go back to zero. Again, when I'm arm wrestling, I'm not starting like this. I'm starting from either a neutral position with a little bit of tension to lift. And I'm squeezing the eccentric handle. Just warming up still right now. And again, by squeezing the eccentric handle, or the egg, I'm making sure I'm not putting unwanted stress on my hand and wrist. When this happens, that's where those little tweaky injuries happen. And it's your first time doing like this, yes?
Yeah.
So you'll notice you have to squeeze a lot in your bottom finger. A nice
bottom finger.
Yeah, you'll feel like your bottom fingers will get active, and just a nice rise. Yeah. So like I said, so right now Brandon's kind of doing. I'm not trying to correct him. It's not wrong or right, but try on your left hand just to do with each one from a dead stop.
Okay.
It's a little bit different. You're not using as much momentum, and you kind of really got to concentrate.
Well, yeah, it's muscle reflex as well. We relax the muscle and then re-engage. It's more realistic to
what we're doing.
Stop, right?
Exactly. Yep. So you're in the same weight, 25 pounds. Now, if I were starting to, this is very manageable. If it started to get a little heavy, I could start putting a little more shoulder and hip hinge into it when we get higher. But like I said, Brandon wants today just to concentrate on volume. Honestly, I'm still beat up from our tournament in Las Vegas, hosted by none other than Brandon Allen, Cincinnati.
So I went up to that tournament in Utah this weekend.
Oh yeah.
And I got to meet John Brezink. John Brezink's cool as hell, guys. It's just like anyone that's somebody at something. You're gonna have people that talk shit or say, "Oh no, he's a dick" or this and that because he didn't stop and talk to them while he was taking a piss or something. You know what I mean? But we met him at Bob Brown's tournament out in Utah. Really cool guy. Looking forward to going to Dubai with him. Probably gonna go play in the sand dunes and stuff like that while we're up there. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Did you get to grip up with him?
No, I didn't grip up with anyone. Like I'm mentally weak. You know, if I get on the table and if I get in a position I don't like, I'm going to fight hard to try to get out of it, and I'm going to cause a lot more strain than I want it. So I knew in my head, like, if I get on the table, I'm going to pull, hard. So I didn't get on the table at all.
That's good. That's smart. That's actually good discipline. That's the hardest thing for, and me and Bob Brown were at dinner last weekend after the Brandon's tournament, Sin City Arm Fights, and we were talking about it, and he said it's Bob's words, not mine, but Bob said it's stupid to arm wrestle every week, but it's the most fun part of what we do. But if you're trying to get better at the sport, it's like if you would try to do a 1 rep max deadlift every week. You can't do that. You're eventually going to have diminishing returns. Yes.
Yeah. So it was tough not to pull anyone, but we went up there for Mega Mike. That video is going to be posted before this one, so you guys will see how that went. But it was, it didn't go great for Mega Mike. Him and Jordan Still went bare hand for super. Jordan Still and Mega Mike had a super match. They both dove into the hook, bare hand, and Mike got the best of him the first round. I mean, pinned him pretty convincingly too. Second round, Jordan took his hand early. Mike slipped out of it. They go to the strap, and then the second round, Jordan got Mike on his bicep. And Mike was fighting in a losing position. He should have just conceded, but he was trying to turn him over, wasn't able to. Popped something in his forearm. It's sounding like it's a ligament stretch or a slight muscle tear. No coloration yet. He hasn't got the MRI yet, so we don't know for sure.
He's going to get MRI though.
Oh, yeah.
And again, really work on what I want you to do here. I want you to start from here. You're starting and then rising. I actually want you to keep the integrity. So start rising, yes, keep that. Don't let that come down. You see what I'm saying? It's a slight different, but. Can you do one more set? Do you want to do one more set?
Yeah,
nice switch up.
Yep.
Metaphorically, or?
Who let the dogs out?
That's my guy. Again, like what I told Brandon, is what I don't want him doing is starting from here and lifting up. I want the integrity to be all one piece and lift that, just like that. Not only do I arm wrestle, I am a certified personal trainer, and I've used my years of being I'm only recently certified again, but I've been involved in fitness, training, gymnastics, the circus for a long time, and so as well as a jiu-jitsu practitioner for over 20 years. So I try to put my mind a little bit outside the box, what a lot of people I see are doing. I don't think I'm right. Only my way is the right way. I think my way is a way. And so again, from here, what we're going to do next, Brandon's back, is we're going to keep the same thing on. Brandon can do his set, but we're going to keep the same thing on. And so like how I would superset this is I would go right into those. Say I do 10, especially on a volume day. I'm going to go right into, again, where I'm really concentrating on my bottom fingers. I'm not holding here very much. And I'm trying to pronate with my bottom finger and my thumb. And I'm working on that pronation. I'm stopped. My hand's flat.
With your pinky and ring?
Yes, so I'm doing that.
Okay.
And then my thumb is just assisting in the reason why is because I'm working on controlling the person from the bottom position here. I got hit, turned over, now I'm flat, and now I'm cranking up and coming through there. Granted, if it was heavier weight, I would jam forward and use my frame, hip hinging under the table if you see my hips. But I'm hip hinging under the table. Again, that's where the weight gets too heavy. Again, I superset 10, and we'll let Brandon do that. We'll do his setting up the weights.
Yeah, we'll just do 2 sets of 15 of everything.
Okay.
Just to kind of show everyone in the video things to do at home.
And you can always
All these you can modify, guys, for like the rep scheme and weight we're doing. Like you can adjust the intensity by adding more weight, reduce the overall volume, add more sets, they do more power work.
Right.
So
So
yeah,
I was going to.
we're in a survival period. I'm just trying to survive these last 18 days and go into my match with Larry as recovered as I can be.
If I were a fundamental thing I see too, if I were training this heavy, again, foot placement's everything, especially if I'm working out with the table. My foot is jammed under the table, my arm's jammed forward, and I'm coming out of that negative position. Everything's completely like turned over. I'm really a dog shit here, and I'm cranking with my hips. Come up right now. I said, we're just working on just my hand in the pronation. Right from the bottom. Yes, that looks nice. Squeeze.
It actually makes it easier too.
Yeah, because you're not making two separate motions. Again, I believe there's a time and place for that. You know, I know Devin does a lot of just this only. But I tend to agree with Bob Brown. Again, Matt really, those fingers. Yep. And number 10 is super heavy just to do like your last rep like that. Where you don't say, yeah. You say, you know, in your faith.
Right.
But you can feel where you need to be to. Like,
it's actually really good. That's a spot I feel like that it's hard to mimic on the dumbbells.
Yes.
And then the weight gets heavy so quick on the dumbbells.
Yeah.
To where I can adjust the weight slider increases on this to where I'll be able to get that in between work in.
Because on these small motions, 2 pounds is everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 5 pounds is like the difference of fucking a rep or not even budging it. So it's really strange like that. But again,
5 pounds can be a difference of 10 reps and they're not budgeting.
Yeah, it's true. And you don't be afraid to add in your thumb and index finger. But you're just mainly holding on with it there, and then you're cranking through your thumb.
It's a good visual cue for me.
Yes.
Not to clamp with it, because I tend to want to clamp.
Like I said, I do like just for the sake of muscle mechanics. You're not going light, but you're visualizing. It's super fucking heavy, and you're cranking out. Yeah. You're a good actor. Right? You're a better actor than you are a wrestler.
I'm a terrible arm wrestler.
Yeah, acting's point there.
I'm borderline hilarious, so just ask me.
We're gonna stay on this riser. This is something I've not really seen many people do. Brandon said it's new for him. He's like, oh, I never thought of that. But what I like to do is I take a Captain of Crush gripper. I put it on our chain. People say grippers aren't good. They don't know how to squeeze grippers. Because yes, when you're squeezing a gripper and your hand backs up like this, I agree that's not good. But how we're going to squeeze the gripper is upside down. If you want to look at my hand, I'll come over here real quick so I can show you. I'm putting the gripper in my hand like this. Now you see my wrist? My wrist is not this. My wrist is like this. So that's how I'm grabbing this. And anyone who says this doesn't translate to the table, I disagree with you. And again, the strain is not from the weight, but the clamping of my hand. Right now I can feel my left hand. It's a little bit stronger. Again, we're maintaining on not doing this. I'm exaggerating. I don't want to do this. I want to keep here and this. So even have to put body into it to keep my form. And I'm gripping the shit out of it. But again, as arm wrestlers, do we like to hang on? Well, no, not really. Depends on your style. But to me, I think all strength matters. And this is giving you strength.
This is a level 4 country crush too, guys.
It is a level 4.
Big dog.
No, it's just the trainer. Or it's whatever the S is. It's like
not a number 4.
Yeah, it's not number 4.
No, it's the easy one.
It's an easy one, yes. So here, so again, you see how you squeezed it? I want you to start. I'm gonna put it in your hand, yeah. I want you to have it like this.
Okay.
And assist your other hand to clamp it. It's harder than it looks, right? Now look at your wrist, nice and straight. Yeah. Now again, for this, that looks amazing. Brandon's got a real strong hand and wrist, so this looks real nice on him. But definitely different feel than what we were just doing.
Totally. Yeah,
now, what I'm doing is I use this as coordination. I'm trying to coordinate my hand clamp with my rise. So when I get a lot of people, when they feel in the strap, they go, whoa, your hand feels so strong. Well, it's because of this kind of training where my hand feels super conditioned. That looks awesome. And right now, fundamentally, you can see where your hand there is just a bit stronger than mine. So I start to lose a little integrity and maintain it real nice.
My hand has gotten dramatically stronger in the last month or so since I started the rice bucket work every day. I've only missed one day since I saw that video from Small Sparkle Todd. That's when I was at the Utah tournament.
Okay, yeah, that's huge.
But yeah, I've been doing it every day, and my God, my hands feel. I mean, they're a little overworked right now, so they don't feel great, but they're definitely bigger.
No, it's I do think that's the thing with the rice. I think not only does it feel therapeutic, it makes your hands bigger.
Some of us all we got is our hands.
Yeah. I can feel my right is still compromised from our tournament. My left, you can see, again, it's not my back pressure, it's my hamstring. But kind of really squeezing. But again, the trick is, or the key is not a trick, but the detail is, again, when you watch Brandon close this, he's not closing it.
Right, I'm not closing it like this.
Yes.
Like that's what you want to do from what we see, but
you're closing it sideways. Again, working on your pressure here. Right. Your clamping pressure there.
Sideways on my hand.
Yes. Again, do this for a month and tell me your hand's not going to feel rock solid when you're gripping up with someone. Center table, when you're just manipulating, because again, that's a big thing. Center table, that manipulation.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just do a set to 10, guys. Nothing crazy. Like I said, this is more recovery focused for us. You can imitate this though at much higher intensities for power work. I'll probably have one more medium to hard workout next week on arms, but for the most part, the work's done. You're not going to get stronger in 18 days. It's not possible, but you can be better recovered.
I got 2 lion straps. Shout out to lion straps. But I put 2 lion straps.
They're lion, bro. It's not lion.
Nice, dude. Boom, boom, boom. I got 2 lion straps here. And what I like to do, and I put them on one carabiner. And what I like to do is I like to put one through here. That looks like you in a strap. And the reason I'm doing this is it's conditioning me. Just move it where it's comfortable. It's conditioning me to understand where to pull at. A lot of times in the strap, people pull too much from the bottom strap and your hand dumps. Not good. Sometimes people do too much from the top strap and you're not using none of the horsepower. This teaches me to pull with both straps. So if I pull too much top, you see this slack come? I know it's too much top. If I pull too much bottom, that's a bit tight on my hand, but you get the idea. Again, for the sake of video, I would adjust this where it's perfectly. I have it at my house where it's perfectly, but I'm showing this to Brandon for the first time. But again, I'm trying to anchor this strap, especially, it'll make sense when there's more weight on, and I'm pulling this. And like I said, what I'm doing is, I'm pulling between both straps. Again, when I get more weight on, I can start focusing on really starting the bottom of the motion with the bottom strap and then adding the top strap.
You want to be starting a little cupped?
I don't really care. To me right now, I'm just where I'm trying to feel both straps. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to feel right there. I feel both really even. Boom. And again, this, however, exercise, I'm doing this just for the sake of showing you, for content, show Brandon. But this particular exercise is one, I know we're not going heavy today.
This is one that you could go real heavy
This is one that I would definitely go heavy on. Yeah.
A little different size in hands.
I don't know about that. Sorry.
My wife's going to see this.
I should. He'll edit that part out. You better not edit that part out.
Oh, yeah. This is just like a strap.
So there. Again, try to get that with this one a little lower where you'd have it. Yeah, exactly. And then again, obviously, we would, do this. If you're doing this at home, you can make it your size. So that's why I like the straps, because I can make each one a little bit tightness to where I need it to be. Like I said, you can concentrate on more in. You can also do a top roll from here. Yep. You can also do a bicep curl from there, like in the losing position. boom, you get the hair, and then you can try to use, you can feel where you're losing not enough bottom strap.
Maybe jumping my wrist to get it in there. That could just be a different size of hand. So
Yeah, and again, for the sake of the video, I would have this exactly where we would take it and make this one perfect, each strap perfect, so there's no slack in it. But like I said, I go through all the motions. I pretend like I'm arm wrestling. I put weight on. Sometimes I use this same setup, but on a band. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can just sit there and move around and make sure I'm constantly, feeling the both straps. Yeah.
You can imitate this as well. You don't need to use 2 straps if you don't have them. So, try not to go out and spend money if you don't need to.
Unless they're buying Brennan Allen power strap.
Right, unless I make it, then by all means. So you can imitate the same thing, like that. And obviously you have to move the table back further because of the longer strap, but it's the same thing. So use what you got at home. You got to get creative. Not everyone has access to all these amazing pieces of equipment like we do. So make do with what you got.
What I like to do is, stick that down there. I like to put this around my thumb first, and then I like to come in and grab it through my hand like this. And then I feel like it's slightly different pressure than just doing this. I personally don't like that. That doesn't feel realistic to me.
Cuts off circulation pretty gnarly.
And I just like holding something in my hand. Yeah. Sometimes I'll get a fat grip too, just and hold it. Just again, like I said, to get that squeeze, to protect my hand. Not because I'm trying to squeeze my opponent, but because I'm trying to protect my knuckles. But again, this is one where I like to go pretty heavy on. We put this table at like 45. A lot of people say this is a Breж kind of thing too. I call this the Breж or the Beaudesert. But on the regular table, I would prop my foot up once the weight gets heavy. My hand is completely turned over. I'm going to start by giving myself a little bit of lat drag and pronation, and I'm going to pronate all the way to the winning position. So I'm digging myself out with that pronation, and it's the thing where I'm here, when I'm ready to go, boom, I get hit. I'm here, I'm holding, and I'm exaggerating the sounds. It's not that heavy, but that's when I get heavy, that's right. Boom, I like to be there. And I'm using body.
When you turn on your bicep by a hooker, that'd be a great way to help get out of it.
Exactly, and Beaudesert is really known for that. I have good bicep stamina right now. I'm still battling an injury, so I'm still testing myself. But here, you see I'm flexed. Turn that over, and again, it's at the 45. Another thing, after that, I'll just stop when I'm fatigued and just sit there. Just sit there, not being like this, because it's really not much weight. I'm just sitting there loading, boom, I'm going to explode.
So he basically just hooks it around his thumb and then rolls it around his hand.
Yes, so I have something to hold on to. And I'm putting pressure through those bottom fingers. Yep. Yeah. See if you can back the table up just a hair to get a little more for you, to get a little more, a little more of a losing position. Yeah, and you're getting a little bit of lat drag. Don't just come over, a little bit of suck. Yes, you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Suck that lat, and it's just coordinating you. Just get here, bring the match to you, and then start rolling out.
Yeah, I feel really strong.
We got what, 415 pounds?
No, that's only 410.
410, sorry, 410. So then one more time, I just want you to pretend we did a bunch of sets of that. You're tired. Now just set up in the center. I'm going to rotate you like a ref script. That looks good. That looks good. And I just want you to hold this for about 10 seconds. Just like that. It's even with this weight, which is really 25 pounds. It's difficult.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
because it wants you can feel your pronator actively gauging, because what happens if you lose a little bit, what's going to happen to you? You start to get turned over. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Man, I wish I had been training this for the past 8 weeks.
It really, if he would just have called me, because we know I'm so busy making my only forearm shirts from Good Pullers.
Well, in my defense, you haven't. So, around the thumb, wrap around the hand,
and
that way you got something to hang on to. And then it's keeping the pressure.
45. I'm just going to move you on where I want you to be, right there. Yeah, that was good. Even lower, right here. lat into your belly button first. Lat, yes. And I want you to really come up and over. Over exaggerate the up. Yes, that was right. Lat and up. Sorry, lat. Yes, and up. Yeah. You can really, like, this is a fun one to go heavy on. You can feel it, right? If you were, This is a real fun one to go heavy on. And then at the end, I'm going to square you up. Right? Square your shoulders. That looks good. Squeeze your hand right there. Don't move. Ready to go, and you're just going to hold. Yep. Again, if you have a strong training partner, just the way you would in bodybuilding, powerlifting, I can come here, and if we're going to go heavy, just add a tad of resistance, and he can talk to me. Go, no, too much, too little, or if he really wants to redline, yeah, and you see what I'm saying? Again, just all I'm doing there is just putting a little bit of tension onto the
You don't even need to be strong. You can have your wife help you with that.
Yes.
You can have your skinny neighbor kid. I mean,
I'm touching it because, like, this is
it's
small amounts of pounds that's going to affect this.
You can hook it up to your dog, have your dog run, throw a ball, hang on to it, throw a ball.
It's really good. I don't have any dogs, but I have a cat. But even my
cat would work.
The cat should have enough pressure.
Yeah.
You want to show the last exercise for me? And then a lot of people have the this is a arm shark, Andre Sharks. They call this the Devin Larratt handle. I know Mazarenko makes them. A couple of different places make them. A lot of times I see the guys, if this is the cable, coming here like this, you're working on just the wrist or maybe from an upward attachment, and they're, doing this kind of thing.
Similar to a multi-spinner, but it doesn't fasten to the back of your hand.
Correct. So what I find is the dark horse best way to use this handle is you can use this with a loading pin if you just got weights and just tie it to this. I'm going to do it on the cable machine. I am going to wrap this, and again, this is only 25 pounds. I'm going to wrap this, and I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to simply wrist or curl.
Well, do you think it's better off the pulley, or do you think it's better off freestanding weight?
I like both. I like both.
Because this is pulling at an angle, not straight up and down.
I agree. I don't know. I like both. I've used both. I like both. This feels really good to me right now. But what this does is, I'm not trying to pronate this. I'm literally trying to just wrist curl it straight. But because of the pressure and the spin, it's making me curl exactly what I need to curl from. And I got to fucking drip out of it with my pinky fingers. Again, this is only 25 pounds. And obviously there's a slight strength gap between Brandon and I, but I promise you he will attest that. And again, sets, like Brandon mentioned earlier, are going to vary where you're at in your training block. I can use this for rehabilitation. I can always use this as going super heavy and,
Whoa, that got heavy quick.
It got really heavy quick because of my acting.
Yeah, that was.
You can act your weight heavy as you need. People make a mistake like Brandon and buy all these weights here. You see all his weights, and it's a big waste of money. You just need good acting ability.
Right, you can just act like it's heavy.
And your body thinks it is. Totally. Again, we're not pronating it, we're just curling it. Don't think of anything other than doing a bicep curl. I want you to actually go all the way down, like a full range. Yeah. Don't lose your integrity here. So a slight there. Yeah.
Feel stronger.
But again, that feels like way more than 25 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
When you take this 25 pounds in comparison and lift this feels like nothing. And it's because of the fact not only the angle that it's attacking, simply, again, this though to me is the bicep muscle that matters in especially offensive arm wrestling, but as well as defensive arm wrestling. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Again, you should be feeling that really a lot right brachialis outside your bicep and your hand and wrist integrity.
Well, and where I get sore from pronating on the outer part, I feel that a little bit.
Yep. A lot of times too is with the grippers. Again, people they'll squeeze them and they're like, "Oh, I'm squeezing, I'm holding it for time." Well, reality is their hand might be here, their hand might be here, whatever. But I just have a little strap with a little bit of a nudge on it, and I'll take weight and I hold the weight in my hand like this. Make sure you have shoes on, because when it drops, it drops. But I can rise from here. But the second, and I got 5 pounds right now, But feel free, if even with a smaller gripper, so say you're like, again, budget, we're talking about budget and stuff. If you don't have a big gripper, you can make up for it by adding more weight. So I can put on 10 pounds in a small gripper, and we can even have Brandon feel it. Will feel like a number 1 might feel like a number 2, if that makes sense. So this is not heavy, but just for the sake of the video, I want to throw it.
How high up do you grip into it?
I'm just grabbing like normal. Oh, I'm just putting that at the bottom. Oh, I'm putting that right at the bottom. Yeah, keep myself. Yeah, honest. Yeah, I'm putting that. And again, Brandon's a madman. He does this in sandals. I have shoes.
Oh, it's slippery.
Exactly. And again, this is nylon, so you really got to squeeze it, and so you don't burn out. I just want to show you.
I really think that a little better grip would probably be a little better.
It's actually made for this. This is actually made from Iron Mind. It's actually
Really?
made for that.
Slippery.
Yeah, because you want to squeeze through it. And like I said, I'm just going to put this on just for the sake of the showing what I'm talking about. Because I know you have several grippers, like the Grip Genie stuff and that kind of thing. So just give that a grip, and you'll feel. We added 15 pounds now. 15 pounds on a trainer. Almost got the same kind of sensation at the bottom, even just holding it, even just holding it as because you have to squeeze through it to make up for that extra poundage.
That's heavy.
Yeah. I haven't done. Let me try this one. And even if you don't have this, if you want to keep yourself honest, you can use a quarter. Put a quarter in between your gripper right there, and just hold it for time, like that. You see, my forearms look awesome because they're working.
I mean, even in these instructional videos, you get quite the workout.
I'm sweating. Yeah. And it's actually 40 below zero here in Las Vegas right now. Obviously, you can tell by the way Brandon's dressed. I have 3 coats and everything like that. So
I was just getting ready to walk the dogs.
So what do you think? I mean, so that, like I said, that's my pronation workout, depending on sets, reps, volumes. That's pretty much what I do for rise and pronation.
I've showed you guys a lot of things that I do. Other things that I would do would be, again, they're all just similar variants. I choke my thumb around and hang and do dumbbell curls with pronating, and then I'll do, with the belt pulling my arm out, and then doing heavy hammer curls just with the belt in the way hanging. Another thing I like to do is using a band. Alan Fisher taught me this. And then just doing catch curls.
Oh, yes.
And then having it pull on the outside. So it wants to really yank you out. So when all that momentum hits, I turn it over. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Those are great. I've noticed my pronating has been a lot stronger since I implemented those. Something I wish I had started sooner. Sorry, I'm going to steal your water bottle. Derek Smith was just, I was just down there the weekend practicing them. One thing he was telling me to start working on, just because of my moves specifically, is to work on using a cone with my pointer and ring and middle finger on the big side, as opposed to on the little side. Because I've been using everything on the little side and getting my cup real strong. But again, I'm not, I can pull on the hook, but that's not my go-to. I'm better at top rolling. So I now started using the cone on the big side and then cupping that, and then exactly. So I usually will hold like this to work cup work. Now I've switched over and I'm working this. And when you first start doing it, it feels horrible. Like you feel really weak and compromised in that area. So again, that's something I wish I'd started earlier. Another thing, when I do the multi-spinner, I saw this on a Coach Ray video. I would always do it like this. So it's trying to cut through my pinky and my ring. Now, after speaking with Derek, it makes a ton of sense for my move is to just do it the opposite way. So now it's wanting to roll through the top of my fingers, and I have to really force it in.
So I'm going to show you one thing that I do real quick with the multi-spinner, and it's super duper easy. I literally just take it like you're doing for your particular move, and again, I'm not wrapping it at all. I'm just taking it and getting a little bit of slack out. I put some wrap around the top, and I hold it like this. This is kind of wide for my hand, but I hold it like
that's the fat one.
Yeah, I hold it like this, and I literally it's hard, and I come this way.
You want it splitting your fingers?
I don't. I'm just doing that because it's too big for my hand. But I have the one like the Andre Charcon where it has a wrist ratchet around it. I have a strap on mine This is for the lazy dudes that don't want to fucking ratchet it. Tighten it. I just do it like that. It keeps it in place. Up here, just here. I just kind of do it like this.
Okay, so you're just kind of pushing in.
Yeah, I'm really concentrating on not doing this. So I'm just, I'm almost like in a ready-go position, and I'm allowing myself to get out here. Apply this control with my pronation. Because if I just try to do the pec fly, my hand will dump over. So start outside your shoulder, just a hair. Yeah. There.
Okay.
Yeah.
That can we take that good.
Yeah. That's it. That looks perfect.
Okay. Perfect, guys.
That's perfect. You went from awkward to perfect. So one thing me and Brandon were talking about, and I think I may have stumbled onto something that, just knowing anatomy, I think your pronator teres to your anatomy of an arm for your arm wrestler is like your abs to your body, to your whole core. And I told Brandon, I said, imagine as a powerlifter, you had an ab injury. What would happen to your squats and deadlifts? He said, done. I think it's your pronator is always getting active, and I think it's a thing that a lot of people know how to stretch it. I'm going to show a quick stretch on your pronator. I don't know if you've ever done it.
That was pretty big motion that you did there for the jerking off. Is that?
I was exaggerating.
Okay.
Yeah. So a stretch I like to do is ideally I'd like to have a table or something about this height, but I come here and I put my hand down like this, and I start to turn my body away from my hand, like this. I don't know if you've ever done this, Richard.
No.
So, and I'll start to turn my body away from my hand. So I'm keeping this straight to the wall. I'm not trying to do this. I'm keeping this straight, and I'm rotating my shoulder away from my hand. And again, if I was standing upright, it would look a little bit nicer. You should start to feel this. Yep. Okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Sensational.
Yeah. Do you feel it though?
Yeah. All right. Well, that kind of wraps up everything we're going to cover today. I got some rice bucket work to do. You guys see me do it. It's nothing exciting. So I'm going to torture myself with that. Today's just kind of more of an active recovery day. I might have another decent workout this week, but we'll see on how everything feels. Like, 18 days out, as Jason was saying, you're going to start having all these phantom pains where something just doesn't feel great. And, I'm like, oh my God, I'm only 18 days out, it doesn't feel good. But, in reality, it's going to be fine. I just needed to let this part of my training take over, which is the recovery part. I'm going to plug your shirts?
Yeah, Brandon's wearing one of my back to the tables. I'm wearing my own forearms. Check us out at Good Pollas. That's GOODPLLAS on Instagram. We'll keep it to our store. And you can link my Instagram. Yeah, dude, thank you for having me. Of course, that's all I got. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, have you been here before?
For the very first time.
Right, this is awkward. I've never seen you here in my house.
And good thing we don't have weird family.
No, not at all. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in and checking this out. Check out Good Pollas if you want some of Jason's shirt. Also check out Filthy Power Industries if you're looking for some Filthy Power merchandise. Let me know if I check.
That's right, I'm using it.
Did it good.